My name is Marcia Ellison. I'm president of the Fort Lauderdale-Broward branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. We are the only and remaining branch here in Broward County, formerly Fort Lauderdale, and now we cover Broward County in its entirety. We want to let you know that this is a house of worship. There will be no bad words. This is holy ground for us in our community. This may not be your faith, this may not be your church, but I expect everyone to be respectful of this pastor who has opened his doors for us to come in and for this facility. Now, I have reached out, and we will have, I've asked the lieutenant to come over from Fort Lauderdale in case, because we're not going to have no problems. We're going to do the right thing, answer the questions, and not be about foolishness. We want to hear from the candidates, and this is an opportunity for us to hear from you, to find out where you are on issues. There'll be time afterwards so you can ask deeper questions, but we want to know why we should vote for you. And this is your opportunity to say so. I want to start by welcoming you, but also thank the senior pastor of this house, our own. Y'all have a seat, please. Pastor Henry Green III. He has once again welcomed us here. This is the place that this branch had its first NAACP meeting. This is a historical site for this community, for this church. And so we are going to be respectful and be about the business of casting an educated vote. And this is what we're going to do based on information that you all, the candidates, give to us. As we go along, based on whatever time we have left, we'll probably be able to take a couple of questions. We have postcards, so as we move along, we will distribute those. You can reach out to Ms. Burrows, who will be on the front between timing, and ask for a card, or where is Herbert? He may do the same thing. So Herbert, if you have those postcards, that'd be even better. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to call the candidates. First, the pastor's going to pray. We're going to call the candidates up one by one. They'll sit in alphabetical order. We will then do a 1-minute opening. Then we will commence to asking questions. Language, folk, language. We will ask you to leave if you decide that you don't care about this church and the people in here and start to use the bad language. We want to be about the business of voting. I, for one, have not cast my ballot yet. I don't know some of the people. I'd like to. And so we're asking questions that mean something to this community, and we want to see where they are. And with that, Pastor, if you please.
Amen. If you don't mind, I know it feels a little authentic in here, but if you'll please stand as we have a moment of prayer. If you're able to stand. Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this gathering. Lord, we ask special blessings upon the Broward chapter of the NAACP. We thank God for its leadership and its officers who have brought this community together to discuss District 20. We thank you for these candidates who have offered themselves to serve and have a desire to meet the needs of our community. God, we ask that in the spirit of unity, you allow us to come together to get information, that you will give us opportunities to discuss the plans, God, and that you will lead us and direct us in the proper way. This we ask in the name of our Father and our Creator, in Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Let me turn the volume on my phone down. So I'd like to welcome to the front as our first candidate and panelist in alphabetical order, candidate Luther Campbell. Please come forward, sir. Next, candidate Sheila Sherfilis McCormick. Next, candidate Dale Holness. Next, candidate LaTeresa Jones. Don't know if she's here. I know that she RSVP'd, so there is a space for her. Next, candidate Rod Joseph. And last but not least, candidate Elijah Manley. So if someone didn't come, it wasn't because they weren't asked, it's because they chose not to come and ask for your vote. We are nonpartisan. We don't tell anybody who to vote for. We just provide the information. And so these are the candidates that have come this evening to ask for your vote. Let's give them another hand, please. So let's start with a 1-minute introduction. We're going to start on this end, Candidate Campbell, and then we'll move forward. There should be, let's see. You familiar about these microphones? I'm going to turn that thing on. There's another one.
1, 2. Hello.
Just pass that down. Just press it. Button on there. Okay. Let's pass that one back. Something's going on with this one. Pastor, we have a mic down here that needs some assistance. Go right ahead, Candidate Campbell. 1 minute, please. Are you ready for the timer? Sonia Burrows will have the timer. That'll keep you on task. Ready when you are.
Good evening, NAACP.
Good evening.
Y'all not happy to be here today? You should be happy to be here today. It's a beautiful time. It's an election, Congressional District 20. Last time I was here in this church, you were having a meeting about Congressional District 20 and the controversy around Congressional District 20. You know, I want to say this right here. I'm in this race because I'm not a career politician. My name is Luther Uncle Luke Campbell. I am not a career politician. I'm a businessman. I'm a builder. I pour into young people. I build lives. That's what I've been doing all my entire life. I built parks. I built communities. I poured into communities on you name it, I've done it. And that's what my priority is. By looking at this district here and running in this district, right now you need a fighter.
1, 2.
In this climate.
Sorry about that. Give him 4 more seconds. The pastor was checking the mic. Go right ahead.
Sorry about that. In this climate, you need somebody that's going to fight for you. Play games if you don't. If you do, and you'll find yourself on the wrong side of history. Thank you.
Thank you.
2, 1, 2.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Congresswoman Sheila Sherfilis McCormick. For the last 5 years, I represented this district. When we started doing our town halls and we started sounding the alarm about what was going on in our district, I'm happy to say that we started our first meeting here with the NAACP, where because of the historic nature, we talked about the mass meetings that we used to have back in the day when we were trying to have our voting rights. And look at where we are now, where our district is about to be eliminated because someone's trying to take our vote. But what's important is that, as you remember, I fought to bring more than $580 million coming to housing, $930 million when it came for economics. But that's not just it. Right now in Congress, we're getting hit from each side. As we're seeing as early as today, there was an actual bill by Nancy Mace to remove the Congressional Black Caucus for being a caucus. We also see the attack on diversity, equity, inclusion. In our district, we talk a lot about the economy, but we got to talk about the 600,000 black women with degrees who were fired within 1 year, and 650,000 black men who do not have jobs. So we're here to fight for that and for our communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, family. Good evening. I'm a life member of the NAACP. This organization was founded in 1909 to fight for equity, equality, and opportunity for all people, but particularly those of color. In this very church, the local branch was founded by Harry and Harriet, two people who lost their lives through bombing on a Christmas morning. The inequities that exist then still do today, is still there today. 74% of the children who are arrested in Broward County are black youths. Black has 1/10 of the net worth of whites. Only 46% of blacks own their own home compared to 76% of whites.
Thank you.
We must still get together.
Thank you. Sir, turn the light off, please. It's way too warm for that. We discussed that earlier. Thank you. Candidate Joseph.
Good evening, Broward. Good evening, everybody. How you doing today?
Good.
This district, we're not here to do politics. This district been mismanaged for the last 34 years. We have 6 schools that closed down this year because of shortfall of budget for $8 million, while we're spending $333 million in the prison system. So think about this. I'm not here to preach you what you already know. Affordability is high. Everything is high. I'm here not to bring a change. I'm gonna be part of the change. Stop playing politics with your future, and then stop listening and falling in love with good speeches. I'm one of you, and I'm here to make sure we have balanced the budget and make sure this district not become the poorest, poorly managed district in the nation. Thank you.
Candidate Manley.
Good evening, everybody. I think we all know that we have an affordability crisis and nobody can afford to live in this community anymore. I think we all know we have a democracy that doesn't work anymore because we have allowed billionaires and we have allowed Donald Trump and his friends to destroy our country. But the real question is, what are we going to do about it? Can we continue the same politics of the past that doesn't work for our community? Or do we fight for new leadership, for fresh ideas, for boldness? Because the only way to get out of this crisis we have in Washington is to try something different. You deserve health care for all. You deserve to live in the communities you grew up in. You deserve a government that works more for you than it does for the billionaires and trillionaires that control our country and our economy. I'm running for Congress to make sure that you can afford to live in this community for the rest of your life. Thank you so much, and I look forward to a debate where we talk about the issues that matter for all of us.
Thank you. These are going to be, set the timer for 2 minutes, please, Ms. Burrows. Everyone will answer the same question. Question number 1. The Voting Rights Act has been weakened by recent court decisions, and Florida has enacted election laws that many believe disproportionately impact black voters. If elected, what specific federal legislation will you support or introduce to protect voting rights, and how will you assure those protections have a real enforcement, not just symbolic value? We will start on the other end with Candidate Manley.
Thank you so much. So first of all, when we get back into Congress in that majority, the first piece of legislation needs to be to pass the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act. That's the first piece of legislation. But we can do more. We can make Election Day a national holiday, which I intend to do. We can address the issue of states across the South rigging our elections, redrawing the maps whenever they want. We got to fight fire with fire, people, because there's no way we're going to stop the Republicans from rigging our elections by doing nothing. We have to stand up and we have to fight fire with fire. So pass the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act. Make sure we have same-day voter registration for everybody. We expand early vote. We protect and expand vote by mail for all of us. And make no mistake about it, they're going to try to rig the election this year in the midterms. They're already starting with the work they're doing at the Postal Service with Louis DeJoy and the other MAGA fascists who are trying to attack vote by mail. I won't stand for it. I won't allow it. We need to expand our right to vote, protect our right to vote. We need legislation like the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act passed, and we need more funding for our elections offices to make sure that they are able to carry out free and fair elections. Our elections are under attack. We need to do something about it. If they didn't believe that your vote mattered, they wouldn't be trying so hard to take away your right to vote, so hard to rig the elections. We're going to win big in the midterms, but we can't just win. We have to deliver for people and make them feel comfortable voting and participating in our democracy once again. People don't believe in our democracy, and that is the issue. Once they believe their vote matters and their voices count, they'll turn out in record numbers. And for our young voters out there, we got to get to the polls, but we got to give people a reason to want to vote and turn out.
Thank you. Candidate Joseph.
We live in the biggest democracy in the world. This is 2026. We have yet to fix the voting rights issue. After the civil rights, 1965, we regained black people, minorities, gain the rights to vote. We still struggling every day today to have that right. But let's not forget, we need to go further. Politicians no longer represent the people. Every politician in DC now, they are for the best money your money can get. I'm here to people that can afford a politician in DC. Lewis Act, that's something that should never repeal. And we're going to make sure we go further than that. Education. We need to start enforcing in the federal budget for high school seniors to start register to vote prior graduate high school, because in Florida they can be registered at 16 to vote at 18. We need to do a groundwork, grassroots, educating people on the importance of vote, because your vote counts. Don't listen to what the media say. Don't listen to what everybody, the narrative out there. Your vote counts. If your vote wasn't count, that will be not all those hoops and jumps to prevent you from voting. I want you to make sure you count and pass that along to the next generation. 2026, accusing of rigging election, both parties, this is a year both parties fail us as citizens. This is the year we take action with a vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Candidate Holness.
We must pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. We must. Good people across America must join forces to make this happen. But we also must get a majority in the House, the Senate, and get a Democrat as president, because that's where the solution starts. We know the Republicans have been pushing back on Voting Rights Act, on people's voting rights. They don't want everyone to vote because they can't control the system as it is. To get the wealthiest Americans $1 trillion tax break in this big, ugly, nasty bill, and to curtail Americans' rights and to remove protections that safeguards American lives is a wrong thing. We must also fund voting rights groups, nonprofit organizations that are about that. Not only at the federal level do we need to get Democrats elected, but at the state level, because many of these rules that are being changed happens at the state level. I've been at the forefront of leading that charge here in Broward County, helping presidents from Clinton all the way through now to get them elected, helping across the state to get Democrats elected, because the principles of the Democratic Party is about inclusion and opportunity for all. That's why I'm a Democrat. And all of you must play a role in this. In Broward County, I put together the Broward Black Action Plan. And I hope that not just blacks will participate.
Thank you. Candidate Sheriff McCormick, please.
Well, thank you so much. I want to start off by saying I think we all agree that we have to pass the Voting Rights Act, but this is much more than that. You know, we've been fighting in the community by having town halls, educating everybody what's been going on. As it's been going on, we did more than 200, and like I said, we partnered with the NAACP on this. The second thing we've been doing also is fighting in Congress, not just to have the John Lewis voting right bill, but to also strengthen some of the oversight that needs to be there to protect us in our states at home. The third level that we've been fighting on, which is actually the most crucial, is the expansion of the Supreme Court. As of right now, Democrats have put together a plan to expand the Supreme Court. Why, you may ask? Some of the most vicious attacks on voting rights on black access district has been condoned by the Supreme Court. And for us to undo it, we're gonna have to undo and actually start stacking the courts. We already have that plan in place. We need somebody who has experience in the relationships to actually articulate about what we're going through right now and who does have the legal background to be able to join in the fight at the courts. I've written several amicus briefs to the courts where the courts have repeatedly cited our amicus briefs because we understand the arguments. We understand how to fight on all three fronts. And that's what this district actually deserves. Someone who can fight consistently on all three fronts. I think the biggest thing for our district that we're now starting to understand is actually the historical context in which made black access necessary. Several people are trying to erase the facts that we were not allowed to vote. Several people were trying to erase the fact that several people died for us to have the right to vote. That there are many people who actually met in this church trying to figure out how we can actually lift up our voices and fight for ourselves. If we allow this erasure, if we allow our narrative to be told by someone else and them not acknowledge our history, that would further condone them erasing our representation and black access, which we fought for and deserve here.
Thank you. Candidate Campbell.
Thank you. Great question. Businessman that I am believes in change. First, we have to get our house in order. Our house is not in order because the Congressional Black Caucus, like the young man said, is not on our side. Not one Congressional Black Caucus member supported anyone on this table right here. They allow a white woman, white, the black. They allowed a white woman to come in this district knowing that they are trying to do what? Do what? Gerrymander a vote and take black representation that has been here for 30 years. So let's talk about, I'm here to talk about the real issue. I'm not here to play games with y'all. It is what it is. We have to get the Congressional Black Caucus in order because the Congressional Black Caucus is not standing with Congressional District 20. That's what it is first. Before you try and change anything, you got to get your house in order. So I propose going down to, as soon as I get elected, I'm walking up in there, not as a freshman, as a person to come burn it down. I'm sorry, because it's not working for us. If you can support a brand new candidate in Congressional District 24, Kendrick Meek, 24 members of the Black Congressional Caucus endorsed him, but you can't find one candidate right here in the most serious district in America. The world is watching this. The world is watching the decision that you make. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Thank you. Madam Timer, let's go back to 1 minute because that is a very good point. I know lots of things where it comes to the caucus and its failure to act in this piece. So let's go back the other way and let's do 1 minute and see where the rest of you all are on this issue with the Black Caucus.
Well, thank you for that. I want to start off by, you know, Luke, I love you, right? But I do have to defend the Congressional Black Caucus. Before this race began and we got to this level, I do have the endorsement and I did receive the check for the Congressional Black Caucus. I think there are some disappointments that more people didn't stand up, but we did have the leader who did mention the Jim Crow era and not supporting when a leadership is a big issue, and we have to acknowledge that. And we also have to acknowledge that the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus also rebutted and let everybody know that she did not encourage her to run in this district. They actually told her not to run in this district. The real issue is not us attacking each other. The real issue is that we have to start collectively having our power. And what I want to mention about that, even if you're looking at the absentee ballots coming in, right now, white men are outpacing black men by times four. And they're outpacing black women in returning their ballots. There's a problem organizationally with us. We have to organize and fight alongside the CBC, but first, it's at home. I need everybody turning their ballots, especially our community.
Thank you. Candidate Holness.
It is certainly disappointing that the Congressional Black Caucus has not taken a stand and publicly said something about this seat. It's really disappointing. Now, Leader Jeffries did not endorse someone who's supposed to be on his leadership team. That's what they say they are. I don't know that. Because if you were, you would run in District 22 that you can win where you live. And help to take the House back. That's what's necessary. That's what we should be fighting for, is to take the House back. Without taking the House back, we have no leverage in stopping what's going on right now. So, again, it's very discouraging, disappointing that the Congressional Black Caucus has not sought to make statements and to stand and say, look, this is wrong.
Thank you. Candidate Joseph.
One thing I can say, we can see the division within the top of the Democratic Party. They have no vision. While they don't want people like me, like you, to ever hold power. Every election, they come crying, they want a black vote. They remember every single churches on Sunday. Once they elected, they sent somebody that represent them to come to our neighborhoods. We need to stop playing that game of the political parties. Both of them don't like us. We need to realize that to start voting us, to start supporting us. When I say us, I don't care your party affiliation. As long as you're minority, we're going to fight for minority causes. Stop falling in line for their agendas, because our problems still exist after we follow their agendas.
Candidate Manley.
I don't care about the Congressional Black Caucus or what they think about in this race. I'm going to say something a little bit different. The only people whose endorsement matters is going to be the people, the voters in Florida's 20th district. You, your endorsement. When you go to the polls, when you vote, you're endorsing a candidate. And that is the only endorsement that matters to me. Because when I got in this race, it wasn't because of the Congressional Black Caucus. I didn't ask for their permission. I didn't ask for Washington's permission to run for Congress. What I did was I prayed to my God and I asked, was this the right decision for me? And it was. Because our community, our country is in trouble, and I can't sit back and allow our country to be destroyed, allow that bright future for my students to be ripped out of their hands by a government that works for billionaires. Your endorsement matters. Your right to vote is what matters. Let's not get distracted by the Washington's nonsense. Let's stay focused on District 20, on South Florida, and our right to vote, and make sure we turn out in record numbers.
Thank you. So, speaking of accountability, too many elected officials disappear after Election Day. If elected, what specific commitments will you make to remain accountable to the residents of CD20, including regular town hall meetings, public reporting, accessibility, and then why should the voters believe that you will keep your promises? We will start with candidate wholeness this time. 2 minutes, please. I'm sorry. Hold on till she's set. Go.
So I just came in and someone said, Dale everywhere. I'm everywhere for everyone. I'm one of the most accessible elected officials that there have been. My door has always been open, in office, out of office. I don't wait until election time to be in this church. I'm here all the time. In fact, when there was need for help with the building next door, the apartment complex, Elder Green called me on a Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, wanted help. And I was able to make a call to the mayor of Fort Lauderdale, connect him, and got the funding in place within a short time to help get that building completed. So I'm always accessible. My door is always open. Yes, I'll be in the town halls. I'll have those, and we've had those. Community meetings, community gatherings, homeowners association meetings. Of course, the churches on a constant basis. I am accessible and will remain accessible. In fact, I looked around the room, and I think most of you have got my cell phone number. And if you don't have it, here it is, 954-325-4040. 954-325-4040. Many of you have called me morning, evening, night. People have come to my office on Sunrise Boulevard, even though I'm out of office. In fact, this week someone came in having issues with paying their rent. There was a medical issue, weren't able to work, and they asked, what can I do? I was able to utilize the information I have and resources I had to direct them someplace where they could get the help. So I'm always here in this community. For 51 years I've lived here. I've been on these streets, Sistrunk, everywhere in this community. I know it probably more than anyone else. I tell folks that I'm as good as GPS when it comes to this district.
Thank you. Candidate Joseph.
I don't make promises. I'm a military man. I will give my words. My words is my statement. What I will do first, as I elected, which is I will be elected 3 November. I will open 2 more offices. Even if that take to pay on my own pocket the staff, I will do that. So I can bring government back to the people. Secondly, what I will do we cannot expect them people only election to start to educate them. A community doesn't have control of our money. That's the reason we're at the mercy of every other community. My guarantee, I want you all to look at me in the eyes here. As I elected within 6 months, I will have a community bank in this district for us, by us, and to make sure we finance our own issues. Because every time we go with the hands out to the other side, no matter whose party is that, we at the mercy of them because we don't control our money. That's the reason we stay poor. They keep selling you prosperity on TV, but in reality, you're still poor. They selling you good life in TV, on newspaper, and in reality, you still don't have a job. I want to make sure I put more money in your pocket by assisting you to secure your own money. And then that's the only way you can have a community that go in this economy. United States is a transaction country. We cannot be complaining all the time. We need to take control of our money before we can ask our community to go further. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Manley, please.
Accountability. Have good staff, have town halls, show up, knock on doors when you get elected, not just when you're asking for votes. Stay around, give people your phone number, but have good staff. But the accountability is not just the member of Congress, it's making sure everyone in our district is also accountable. All the elected officials in our district when they're not doing their job. Because rest assured, people will talk. They will call a congressional office and they will say, my trash hasn't gotten picked up, something's happening in the neighborhood, my city commissioner, my mayor hasn't gotten back to me. And best believe, I will call that city commissioner and that mayor and say, you better get to work or I will endorse your opponent. We have to clean the house locally as well. We cannot just have a member of Congress running around doing whatever. We have to clean house locally. We need to make sure local government is working efficiently, effectively, that they're spending your tax dollars in the best way, and that they're showing up when you're having issues. That's important. Because the member of Congress is going to be in Washington, flying back in Washington, sometimes they lose touch with what's happening right here in the community. So I need you to make sure you're exercising your civic duty, holding your elected officials accountable, whether it's the member of Congress, whether it's your state senators, your state reps, or where most things happen in your life or affected in your life is happening locally. Your city, your mayors, your city commissioners, your state legislators, your county commission. When they're not doing their job, you need to make sure you go to your member of Congress, and when I'm your member of Congress, I will make sure that we are all on the same page in the district, that we're all working towards one common goal, and that is making sure that the quality of life for everyone in our district is improving. Anything else is nonsense. We will get people out of office if they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Candidate Campbell.
That's a great question. I wonder why it keeps coming up in all of our forums. And we have career politicians sitting right here. It shouldn't come up because it should be a norm. I love you to death, Sheila. I do love you. I'm not trying to fight. Contact sport, when you hit, you got to hit back. I endorsed Sheila in the last election. Sat down with her and Willis Howard. She got in Congress, got on the phone, good friend, Willis Howard. Talk about some of these things that we're going to do. Well, I didn't get a phone call back, so I understand that. And then again, there's nobody, Sheila, in the Black Caucus that came out and said, we denounce Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Nobody said that. Don't do that. There's nobody that supported you in the Democratic Black Caucus. Stop that. But I love you. But at the same time, I ain't hard to find. I make my money as a businessman selling music. I sell concert tickets around the country. I have a legacy. I'm not like the rest of some of these people right here who have a lot of things they got going on. No, my life depends on, my legacy depends on me showing up. So when I propose bills to expand the port, I got to be there to make sure it happens. When I propose bills for affordable housing, I got to be there to make sure that happens. See, I'm like Dion. I'm not hard to find. When you do these type of things, when you go to these senior homes right now in this district, and these seniors are suffering, you got to be there. Because they shouldn't be suffering with these career politicians right here. Because if they were doing such a great job, they wouldn't have these same problems.
Thank you.
No, don't come over here. You started something. So first of all, that's a lie. I have my cell phone. I pulled up your number. I pulled up everything because I'm like, there ain't never been a day you called me that I didn't answer. And I have the text messages here to show it. And on top of that, as a member of Congress, in 1 year, we did over 200 town halls, 200. And I told you, we kicked it off right here. And when we did it, we actually partnered with the NAACP. We also did it with the Urban League, over 200. We even did meetings with conversations with the Congresswoman, where we went to people's houses and we invited everybody in the neighborhood. We did it right here at Chris Smith's house in Sistrunk, and we invited people over. We had chicken. We even did it in Tamarack, where we invited people over, and I had oxtail, because I'm like, whatever I got to do to get y'all to come, I will feed you, because I needed the community to know what was going on. In addition to that, we do bi-weekly town halls, virtual town halls, so I can tell you what's going on. So this is more than about accountability and being present. This is about partnership. And when you show up, when I show up, we make things happen. And so the accountability issue is not because I was slacking. It's not about that. It's about making sure that everybody knows what the priority is. In addition to doing town halls and moving in, we also have grant clinics. In our grant clinics, we teach you how to actually apply. We even bring someone to teach you how to apply. And we make sure that Black nonprofits, as well as Black entrepreneurs, get funding. There is nobody who can tell you in Congress who is running who has done that. I'm the only person who has done that here. And I want to make it very, very clear. In addition to doing all of this, this. Every weekend, we're here having town halls at churches. We have the town halls in English, in Spanish, in Creole, in Patois, however you want it, we've been doing it. We've been in Seventh-day Adventist, so on Saturdays I'm at church, on Sundays we're having church services, and we're always contacting you. So please, don't make it seem like we're not doing the job, because I fight every day for you.
Members of Congress often face pressure from political parties, donors, and special interest groups. And so tell us about an issue where you would be willing to vote against your own party or major donors if it was in the best interest of the people of Congressional District 20. Give us a concrete example of what that issue might possibly be based on what you've seen around Congressional District 20. Let's start with, let's start with Mr. Joseph, candidate Joseph.
First level, I'm aligned with the party. My responsibility is for my constituent. So I will always vote in favor of my people. No matter what the party's at, they secondary to my constituent. But above all, to be straight to that question, when it comes to justice system, to justice reforms, to affordabilities, to also when it comes to ethics. Ethics, I don't care, you my brother, you my sister, we serving in Congress, I don't care what party you are, if you in violation of ethics, character, and good moral, I will vote away from party line to make sure you're held accountable for your actions. And beside that, when it comes to voting for social issue, for economy access and opportunities, there's no party that can take priority or precedence over my constituent. I will always put my constituent first because that's the reason I am running. Because I want to see, I'm tired of seeing my constituent always second hands. Lastly, there's no special interest group. Anybody that return you your money, return 2 monies. I don't need nobody, no special interest to finance my campaign. Zero PAC money because I don't want to owe anybody any favors because my constituent, the one that vote me, I owe them every single day, every action I had in Congress. So because of that, you best believe it. Go look at my financial report. We see zero money from special PACs, zero money from special interests because I'm here to represent you. I don't want no bosses. You are my boss. Thank you.
Candidate Manley.
Now I know where to go get chicken at when I'm hungry. I'll go to Sheila. You know, I'm a progressive, and I don't believe that the Democratic Party is working for you right now. Everyone is going to sit up here and tell you how great the Democratic Party is, how much work they've done for the Democratic Party. The newsflash, our voters don't like us right now because we are not standing up and doing what we're supposed to do. And so I will break on the party on some key issues. First of all, I'm not going to send any more of your money to Israel. I'm sorry. We need to build our country. We need to invest in housing. We need to make sure we have health care. And so, I mean, a lot of Democrats voted the other day for the Massey Amendment. I would have voted for it too. But I will break with the party in that instance, and I'm not sending any more of your money to foreign forever wars because we need it in our community. I will also break with the party on health care. I think we need Medicare for all. We need to make sure our people can go to the doctor when they're sick, that they're not having their medicines, that people are not coming out of their pocket paying, you know, all of this money when they need to see the doctor when they're sick. I'm running this way, and I believe these things because I am not funded by those special interests. Over 25,000 people have donated to my campaign, every state in the country, because they believe in me. Zero of it came from a corporation or a corporate PAC or from a special interest group. Regular people giving $5, $10. Our average donation is $19. Why? Because the party is not working for them. Washington is not working for them. So when I get there, you can count on me to stand with you because I'm not bought out. There are a lot of people in this race, people sitting up here who will sit here and tell you that they're going to stand up to special interests. But when you take a look at their campaign finance reports, what do you see? You see the insurance companies, the same people causing the affordability crisis. You see the defense contractors. You see APAC. You see all of these landlords and all of these groups giving them the money, and we wonder why we have an affordability crisis. We have an affordability crisis because Washington politicians are bought out and they're pretending that they're not.
Thank you. Candidate Sherfless McCormick.
When we talk about what the real issue is with the Democratic Party, I have come all the time and I've told everybody, we need to be loyal to the people who are loyal to us. So that means I really don't care about the party I vote